Hello guys, so I wanted to make a little video about Reanimator. So here you can see this is my list from before the Fanatical, it was just after the ban list. And so this is the list before the Fanatical was released, the miracle guy that reanimates a creature. And I think a lot have changed and I played the deck a little bit and I wanted to I want to record a little bit when I build deck because building decks in Magic is the most fun I have, honestly. It's most of the fun for me. Playing is great too, but yeah, I love building decks and thinking about deck building. And so yeah, I thought a little bit. So this is a list where basically I replaced the 4 Griffs with 2 Fatal Push and 2 Tamio. Um, and so here's the change I made when playing playtesting with a mate. And I did cut, of course, the 2 Tamios, the 2 Fatal Push, to put the Fanatical guy. Devotion, Strength, no, it's Fanatic something. Damn. You're gonna search it like that. Yeah, Metamorphosis, Fnatic, uh, 4 copies. So I want that. Here you can see. So I played with that card, and honestly, this card is crazy to me. It gives the deck. So when I played the deck once without the Fanatic, and I felt that the deck uh, missed a bit of punch, a bit of late game. So if my opponent dealt, especially post side, if my opponent did a surgical or something, I felt like the deck was a bit missing in power without the Reanimates. But with this guy now, you have so much sustain and sustain power um, that I don't really mind to be a bit less tempo, in the sense a bit less aggressive, and just rely on this one, because if, I mean, just a 4/4 lifelink for 2 mana is already, it's fine. And bringing back a creature that your opponent have to deal with, so probably with a Trogical post side or Fiery Macabre, ask a lot, and you still have something. So this card is great, and I want to play 4 of them. And also, I'm never playing less than 4 Wasteland and 4 Days. I think when you those are, it's not the best card of the deck, because clearly, but it's a very good support. And I see a lot of people playing less than 4 Wasteland. I don't really understand, honestly, because often it's to play maybe Fatal Push, a Thoughtseize, um, a Brazen Borrower, that type of card. Because the core of this deck is basically Brainstorm Ponder, of course, the Force of Will, of course, the Reanimator package, so 4 Entomb, 4 Reanimate, 3 to animate dead. Now that you have the Fanatic, you can play only 2 animated, but I like 3 because I like the fact that it's one more card on Atraxa, and it does matter, but I don't want to play 4 because it's a bit, the card is one of the worst cards in the deck, to be fair. So, Force of Will, Archon, Atraxa, the Troll, Psychic Rock, Days, not Days, but and all of this is stock for everyone play 4 of everything. So the flex slot are 1 animate dead here, so the 3rd and 4th one, maybe playing only 3 days, instead of 4. Maybe playing 3 Wasteland instead of 4. Um, playing most people play at least one Brazen Borrower, but the second one is a flex slot too, so you can play around that. But for me, I think Wasteland and Days proved themselves to be very good all the time. So everyone play those cards, and you play blue black a, a little bit for those cards. So I don't, and the more you have them in most matchup, the better it gets for you. I think maybe not Days, but still. But the combination of Wasteland Days. So that's why I don't really understand people wanting to play a bit less. I mean, I can understand to play other cards, but I don't think the other cards that you bring in, that you cut, are better than in average than the Wasteland and the Days. So I really like to be stuck because the cards that most people play 4 of means that they proved themselves and they are always good. So that's why. Also, for flex slots, I think playing 2 Fanatic is stock. I think it's almost mandatory. But the third and fourth one, don't really. They are flex slot. However, I was so impressed by that card. I think it's I think now it's a 4 in the deck, at least 3. But the card is so good and plays so well in the game plan of this deck that I think 4 is the base. And I really like the fact that you can discard it to Frog, Miracle, a Fanatic. You can target Fanatic that targets another card, and then you have a full board, and you basically, against a lot of matchup, you just won the game instantly. It adds more reanimate spells, so when you entomb something or you discard something from Frog, you're basically assured to reanimate it. And it's fine on itself if you have to just play it by itself. So I think this is gonna be stock and quickly it's gonna go up to at least 3 copies. I think 4 is the. Uh, I know that people don't really like to play uh, 4 rows of miracle cards because they are a bit clunky. But I don't really care that the card is clunky if it wins me the games. So yeah, I'm playing 4 of that. And the other change I want to make is to play one less Brazen Borrower. So yeah, 61 card. I'm gonna refresh it. Yeah, it's a little bug that you have often with Moxfield, not updating the card in deck. And I'm already playing 17 lands, and I want even less greedy. I want to be playing 18. So the way I view Undercity Sewer, the sewers, sorry, it's a plural, yeah. I want to play 2 of those because I consider this tap land, the survival land, more of as a spell that costs you a land slot, like Wasteland. Basically, Wasteland is a spell that destroys a land, but sometimes you can use it for mana. And this is a spell that costs you a land slot, but is a dual land. But I see it as a consider that you can search from a fetch land, basically, or a troll. And I like to play more because your mana curve is a bit higher because of the Metamorphosis Fanatic. Because it's a miracle and you won't ever play it on turn 2. Like, maybe if you are lucky, if you cycle a troll and top deck it, sure, you can reanimate the troll and it's very good. But no, because you have only one land in play, so no, it's always a turn 3 at least play. And and because of turn free, and it costs 2 mana, so it raises a little bit the curves of the deck, because the card that was playing before the Fanatic was 2 Tamio and 2 Fatal Push that are 1 mana spell. This is a 2 mana spell, so I don't mind going up on lands, and this is and I consider that more as a spell than a land. So not being greedy at all, and I still have. I don't mind cutting Fatal Push, because if you reanimate, you can often ignore the frog uh, or any creature if you have a bigger board than them. So if you have a Throw plus Fanatic and both of them have lifelink, it's really hard to ignore. And yeah, I prefer having the Fanatic than the Fatal Push that can be dead sometimes. And yeah, and the Resin Borrower, because the Fanatic, it's less good, I think. And I just keep one so I can find out with Atraxa, find Borrower, and maybe get out of a bridge lock, something like that. So yeah, so to me the main deck would be something like that, very lean, very pure deck, very stock. I think that's what I like the most playing this type of deck. I don't really, even though you can Atraxa and find your one-off more easily, I think if you can Atraxa, you have won most of the time, so you don't really need to find a one-offs. And to make sure you can Atraxa, having more lands, so to make sure you have the mana we require to do anything. Yeah, so this is the main deck. And sideboard wise, I don't I don't really know for the moment, so this is a bit of speculation. I always like to have a Force of Negation. I always like to have a Fatal Push for maybe more tempo decks, like UB tempo, stuff like that. If it's the mirror, it's a bit less important because you don't have much target. There is only the frog. So I like to play Murderous Cut, because against most deck that Murderous Cut is you that you play in, that you bring in Murderous Cuts, they don't have a Leyline of the Void or Rest in Peace effect. Maybe sometimes Knee Spellbomb, but they don't use it unless you trigger them, you force them with a reanimation spell. So I like that. So you can use your graveyard and deal with anything, honestly. Any troll, fanatic, whatever. Um, I have two macabre and surgical. I would like to have at least one surgical for life from the lamb decks. So always that, but yeah, fairy macabre is way better in the mirror match. And even if you side out the reanimator plan, you always try to reanimate stuff, and so it's always good to have a fiery macabre and make sure you can exile every creature in the graveyard. Maybe I could play some Nile Spellbomb to be a more in value town, maybe to get more value. But I like the very high flexibility of Fairy Macabre and not being uh, vulnerable to Daze or Force of Will. So yeah, I think Harbinger, at least 2 copy is mandatory for Eldrazi, Post, those type of decks. Um, and Consent Memory also. Eldrazi, I think, if they are very prepared for you, can be a tough matchup. So yeah, I like the sideboard right now, and because I have 4 Fanatic instead of 2 puny Tamio and 2 puny Fatal Push, I think the deck is more resilient post side. and so I like to not have a very transformative plan. Keep the deck mostly as is and just bring more answer. I did not play a lot with Barogoyf though. Maybe I should. A lot of people say it's the nuts, especially in the mirror match. I don't really know because it dies to Fatal Push and it dies to Murderous Cuts. But maybe it's very good. Uh, I should try it sometimes, but I don't really play this deck much. So yeah, this is my opinion about the deck. I should try it. I should play it on the league to playtest and actualize my theory about it. But this is where I am with the deck list at the moment. See you.